So, you have a bunch of amazing songs. Nobody's supposed to be here, and everything. And we can't be friends and all that stuff, stuff that really, feeds your soul. And so I was wondering, do you feel like, you get the validation and recognition that you should?
I mean, do any of us?
No, but
No, I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. I think, when you hear all the songs and you hear about the success, people would think that I have, closets full of Grammys and American Music Awards and all of these things. Yeah, no, I get it. No, I think I had to learn very, very early in my career what kind of success or what success looks like to me.
Okay.
And what kind of success I want to achieve. And if I wanted that kind of success, that superstardom, I know what that takes and I know what that requires. And it requires a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of isolation, a lot of effort, and a lot of sacrifice. And I recognized very early in my career, right around the time of Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, when I was traveling all over the world. I hadn't seen my family in 2 years. I was hitting every continent, every city, every party, every this, every that, and I just found myself all over the place. And it was at that point that I kind of made a pact that I didn't want to be that crazy that I wasn't able to enjoy my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also, in my late 20s at the time, and I didn't have children, and I really wanted kids. I really wanted to have a family. Like, that's a part of me, too. And I didn't want to sacrifice that. And I knew that if I wanted to pursue, it depends on that, that kind of level of intense grind, I knew that it was going to be either I have children or not, or, you know what I mean? I knew that was going to determine that. And I learned early on in my career that I did not want to sacrifice that part of myself.
Right. So what does success look like to you then? Since it's not, you're not concerned with the Grammys and the awards and stuff like that. What does that actually look like to you when you say that I'm successful?
Success is longevity, having staying power, and still having a life, having, bills paid off.
Okay.
Not struggling. Yeah, and I know that there's a lot of artists out there. It's very tough for them to make a living. Like, I'm good. Like, if I'm singing, I'm still in the game because I love it. I'm not doing it because I'm strapped and, broke or, I'm not in that place. I'm doing this because I love it. I love the art. I love what I do, and I love to connect with people. So that's why I do it.
Yes. And we hear it in every song. So let's get into that new single, Easy Way. So it's coming, it's coming off that, your 7th debut album. And that album's coming out in 2020. So, we're all like waiting.
Yes.
So what inspired this song? First of all, what made you want to release this song, off the album? And, what inspired the entire album?
Well, what inspired this whole movement, I think, is just the idea that we're in a place and in a time where everybody thinks that everything is instantaneous. Like, as soon as you put yourself on social media, you're instantly a star.
Yeah.
As soon as you put this out, that out, like the idea of work is just not in anybody's vocabulary, for some reason. And the idea of entitlement is on everybody's mind. Like, everybody feels entitled to this, entitled to that. You're not entitled to anything if you don't work for it, And I think Easy Way, relates. It relates to the relationship that I think people, when they talk about being in love, falling in love, they fantasize about it. They don't understand that it requires work. It requires commitment. It requires a bit of sacrifice, a bit of compromise, a bit of everything. And you have to do that every single day because you're going to be with someone or you may not be with someone. But you're going to have to find that happy place within the relationship, within the love, or without the love. You know, and I think that the title of it, Easy Way, is just, you know, exemplifies that love is just not that easy.
Right. I totally agree. And you've been with, and you know, speaking on that, you know, it's not easy. You have to make a commitment. I feel like your music centers around that commitment, that kind of unconditional love, which is like evident in your marriage because you've been with your husband since you were like in high school.
Yeah.
And
I went to college for a week because the teachers went on strike, so I never ended up going back. And then I auditioned for this musical called Mama, I Want to Sing.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the role as Dinah Washington in it. And the song, This Bitter Earth, was the song that I would sing every night. And I didn't really understand the lyric until I got older when I did a remake of the song for my Destination Moon album. And I'm saying that whole story to say that it was while I was doing that musical that I started dating my husband. And he understood how complex and how I needed my freedom. Like I needed to continue to be who I am, just like he needed to be who he was, because he was a writer, producer as well. And over the years, our relationship changed and evolved and grew apart and then grew back together because we allowed each other to be our whole selves, and we allowed each other, and we gave each other space and time to develop into the people that we wanted to be. And I think that's the part that no one really talks about when they talk about relationships for a long time. You know, we have made the commitment at the early stages of our relationship. We made a pact between ourselves that we're going to continue to fight for it and stay committed and be into it, you know?
Right. Which hence no easy way. So exactly. Yeah. And then you linked up with Rico Love to put this. I love his work. He is so awesome. How did y'all link up together to create this album, this magic?
Yeah, it's really magic.
Yeah.
I think over the past 5-6 years, I've been trying to find the right people to work with. And I, had written a lot of songs with people and recorded a lot of material, but it just didn't click. And so I met Rico about a year ago. He came to see The Bodyguard. We had been talking about working together for the longest time, but he was working on a ton of projects. And so the timing finally was right for us to get together early this year, back in February. And I can honestly say, that was, it just clicked. He spoke my language, and I understood it. I absolutely understood what he was conveying musically, And the only other person that I've had that kind of connection with was Shep Crawford, who wrote Nobody's Supposed to Be Here and We Can't Be Friends and all that.
Ooh, you got us excited. Just anything like that, we are ready.
Yes, and I think the thing is, it's about bringing the sonically what is happening now, but still having it resonate some of the musicality of the past work as well. And I think Rico brings a nice combination of both. He brings both styles together seamlessly, because I feel like, it's not old and dated. It's just really fresh and new, but still reminiscent of Deborah Cox that you want to hear, like situation kind of records,
Yes. Yeah, we're excited. And And then kind of shift a little bit, because I know you've been doing, you know, a lot of work on Broadway and in film. And I love to see artists like completely use their craft and you know, just spread it out everywhere. So I love that. And so, have you ever considered doing reality TV?
You know, I've been approached, and it's not my thing. I do understand that it can be a platform, but I'm not ready to really reveal and expose myself that much. I feel like social media does that enough,
Right.
and I like to be able to, you know, have that control. I don't want to be, you know, produced by another person as it pertains to my own personal life. And, you know, because people all have agendas, and I don't trust this business like that, quite honestly, you know, and so probably not, in short.
Real quick, no.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's okay, because we got you everywhere else, so we're good.
Right.
You know, and also, you know, I've noticed too that you've had a lot of support for the LGBT community. What sparked that fire in you to speak out about like their injustices in their community?
Say that again?
You spoke out a lot in support about the LGBT community. And so I just wondered what kind of sparked that fire in you to speak out, you know, for the community. And, you know, just to say that, you know, you agree that they should have those rights and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've always been an advocate for human rights, civil rights, you know, and the LGBTQ community has always been has always, you know, erred on that side of just, you know, misunderstood, because honestly, I don't understand what the big deal is if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're trans. I don't understand what the big deal is when it has to do with love. Like, and they're not hurting nobody. You know what I mean? Right. So I never understood what this obsession was with them, or the people that the homophobia, the homophobics, or the real religious church people that oppose the love between two people. I don't think that's anybody's business. So that's what my advocacy has always been for. Leave that for the individual that is in love. That's their own personal thing, and that should be their own personal thing. And so over the years, I've seen my own friends, my own people in my own family that have been ridiculed and been treated really, really cruel and awful for their for being gay, and it's always bothered me, you know, just like, because I just think it's one of those things that I don't understand what the big deal is, why they're hated on so much. But that's just me.
No, I totally agree. And I just thought it was super cool of you, especially in this political climate that we're in right now, for you to be like, you know what, I believe in love, and that's it. So, period. Yeah. Okay. And so I like that. And that just made me, you know, just researching you, that just made me feel even more comfortable with Deborah Cox.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. So we'll have a little bit more fun. We're going to do some either or and some finish the sentence. So you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to choose one or the other. So, and I know Lorenz Tate's love interest on Power or singing a hook for Cardi B.
Love interest on Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured you'd say that one because you worked with him in a movie before. So I was like, she's probably going to choose Lorenz Tate.
Yes. He's an awesome human being.
Yes. All right. So Hot Girl Summer or Sierra Summer?
What's the difference?
So I got you. Don't worry. So Hot Girl Summer. Hot Girl Summer is you just having fun, living your life, dating whoever, going out whenever, not caring. And Sierra Summer is you're more in a committed relationship, booed up, and you know, so it's more committed. like Sierra and Russell Westbrook. You know not Russell, but Lord.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, then I would say Sierra Summer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So one toe or three fingers?
One toe or three fingers.
Yes.
Oh my God, three fingers.
Why three fingers?
Well, I think you can do more.
Okay. Okay.
You can do more with three fingers.
Okay. I was thinking you could hide the toe, but okay. All right. So finish the sentence. I think blank about John Legend being the sexiest man alive.
Oh God, I don't even know what to say. He's the sexiest man alive. Right, that's cool. I think it's cool.
Okay.
He's on the cover of People this month.
Yes, he's on the cover of People this month, showing out.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I think it's cool.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So a trick I can share to spice up the bedroom is blank.
Oh, I don't tell my bedroom secrets.
Dang it. We trying to get that everlasting love. But okay. All right. All right. So I recommend women do blank to keep a happy marriage.
I recommend women communicate.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And last but not least, people wouldn't think I could do blank.
People wouldn't think that I can do comedy, I think.
Oh! So you like telling jokes? Like what kind?
Yeah, I'm comedy. Yeah, I love comedy. I love female comics. I love...
Who's your favorite?
Eddie Murphy's my favorite.
Okay.
He's my absolute favorite.
Okay.
And then, Eddie Murphy, then Richard Pryor, and then Martin. But I love comedy. I love to laugh. And so I think if the right role came along, I could absolutely be a female. I'd love to do a movie with, a bunch of female comics or so. Actually, no, I would like to be the comedic one in the. I'm not about being the sexy bombshell, the predictable.
Uh-huh.
I love the funny.
Oh,
the Goldie Hawn, what's her name, Carol Burnett.
Right. Oh, that'd be
Whoopi
cool.
Goldberg, I love those kind of roles. Quirky, kind of funny roles.
Okay, well, we can't wait to see that in the future because you've already put it out in existence. So there you go.
Yes, I did.
Well, I hope you had fun. I have to wrap it up. I greatly appreciate you taking time to talk to me and to our magazine.